Hello and welcome to the British Gaming Podcast. This is now surprisingly consistent. It's the 16th of September 2016. I'm Sam Webster. With me is Terry Kane.
Good evening.
And we have got one hell of a topic list for you tonight. So starting things off will be my question of the week, followed by the Sonic Mania Collector's Edition, because of fucking course we're talking about that.
Of course.
Yes. YouTuber Nepenthez charged over a video game gambling site. And Ash Ketchum is getting a redesign and is going to school in the Pokemon anime. And then to wrap things up, Terry has a question of the week.
Yeah.
So, let's get this ball rolling. What have you been playing, my friend?
Quite a few things, actually. So,
Oh shit, we'll be here all night.
Did you ever play Roll Cage on the PlayStation years ago?
No, I had a demo disc from Official PlayStation Magazine, which had one, maybe two tracks on it, and that was it.
Yeah, see, I had that demo, but the PC version, and so, because that was the first version I played, that's the one I sort of have more nostalgia for, and somebody
come
did
on,
say...
you're a member of the PC Master Race anyway.
I really cringe whenever I hear that phrase. Ugh. It's like I'm really into PC games, but it's just like, ugh, like fucking back off of the neckbeard stuff, guys. You know what I mean?
But you do preach to me regularly that PC gaming is objectively better than console gaming.
Well, it's more things like when you've sort of said things in the past like, oh, I don't see enough original, innovative content these days. Oh, really? Because on Steam, there's this and this and this. And you're like, oh, no, you're doing that PC thing again.
Let's not get into a debate.
But yeah, so Roll Cage. So somebody took the PC version from back from the Windows 98 days and just basically did some patches and a few other things to get running on modern systems, and it runs beautifully well, and with a little bit of configuration, like really simple configuration as well. You can use your Xbox controller on it, and they also did the same thing for Roll Cage Stage 2 as well.
You see, I didn't even know there was a 2.
A lot of people didn't know that.
Their marketing must have been horrendous. Also, when you said the Windows 98 era, my brain immediately said Attitude Era.
Yes. You're a closet WWE nerd.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the funny thing is, back in Windows 98 days, all I had was the demo as well. So
how is the full game?
It's really good. So I've already done easy mode on the tracks, on the cups, because you can only choose easy mode to start with, and then it gives you hard and then expert as you go up.
What happened to normal?
God.
Is it just easy hard and fuck you if you want anything in between?
No, it's easy hard expert.
Wow.
Yeah. That's Psygnosis for you. They didn't fuck around.
Yeah.
Also, got the crew on Uplay as well, because at the moment...
Oh, shit!
Yes. For the love of God, add it to your list right now, even if you don't download it right now. But it's so yeah, if you've got
I need to install Uplay first.
God damn.
Pretty sure I don't even have that.
Yeah, so basically, Ubisoft have been doing this thing this year because it's their 30th anniversary, where every month they've been giving away a free game. So one month, last month even, it was Rayman Origins, there was Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, Splinter Cell, and this month they're giving away The Crew, so I was just like, hell yeah, nabbed that, and been playing that this week, and it's so good.
Tell me a bit about it, because I'm curious. What I understand is that you can do sort of a... you can go around the entirety of a miniaturized US. Is that accurate, or...?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, at the moment, I've been staying around one sort of area, because I always like to try and get as much done in an area as possible before I move on to the next bit, so I haven't really done much exploring yet. But
IOCD.
Exactly.
How are you today?
Yeah. But to be honest, it feels like what Burnout Paradise should have been.
You mean good?
Yeah, and not only that, but when it comes to open world navigation in a racing game, you really don't want to be sort of having to work out your route or remember every exact turn you need to take, while you're in the middle of racing. It just doesn't work well that way. Like when you're in a
If
race,
you spend half your time looking at the GPS and not the road, then something is wrong.
Exactly. So when you're in a race, it gives you a set designated area that's clearly marked, just like Burnout 3 and Burnout Revenge. And yeah, and you can set waypoints to your destinations, or just go straight on play. Standard features that you get in open world games these days. For free, give it a go. It's free to keep once you have it. It's not one of those things where like you download it and then a couple of weeks later it doesn't let you play it anymore.
It'll be interesting to see how my PC copes with it.
Well, mine runs on full settings, and I think your CPU is better than mine. I don't know how your graphics card compares, so
I think my graphics card might be worse than yours. Like I'm confident I'll be able to run Dead Rising 3 when I get round to it. I still want to do them in order. I want to wait for my copy of 1 to turn up, then do 1, 2, 3. But,
I've been tempted to get Dead Rising 1 on Steam, but apparently there's a save corruption glitch, but I'm sure they won't take too long to patch that anyway, but also I'm a cheap sod, so I'm waiting for a sale.
Yeah, I think you mentioned on the, speaking of what we've been playing this week, the Streets of Rage 2 Let's Play we did last night? Was that last night?
That was last night, and it's
that was last night.
I didn't waste any time with that.
No, that went up quick.
Yeah, and that thumbnail went up quick as well. But
what can I say? I photoshopped good.
Yeah.
I'll give it a download and maybe we can play some online. I mean, my fucking broadband has been pushed back now. They were going to install fibre in mid-July.
Yeah.
Then, due to urgent maintenance works elsewhere, they got pulled away and didn't do the job. Then we got told week commencing September 19th, which would have been Monday coming. Actually, by the time you're listening to this podcast, it might even be today. And that's now been pushed back to anywhere between the 4th and the 14th of October. And what's really annoyed us is they didn't announce it this time. They just silently moved it. It's only because someone was keeping an eye on the council's website for planned works that anybody noticed. So, yeah. Now they're not doing it until October if they don't delay it again. So I might have fibre broadband by Christmas, and then we might be able to do some more online stuff. Maybe even some streaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, a tangential rant, but...
No, that's fine. But like I say, just add it to your games list, even if you don't download it straight away, because then at least you got it ready for when you feel like downloading it.
Well, yeah, when I downloaded, because it's 24 gig?
Yeah, which, to be fair, for a modern game, isn't really that bad.
Well, no, but when I downloaded Arkham Knight, that was, what was that?
That was like 70 gig or something, wasn't it?
That's with the DLC. It was about 60 for the base game, and they had to leave my PS4 on constantly for more than 70 straight hours.
Eesh.
But then, I don't know what PSN servers are like compared to Uplay servers, and I had to order Battlefield 4 DLC as free right now, and I queued all that up for download, and then I bought the Just Cause 3 Season Pass in a sale. And that altogether must have been, it was 8 odd gig just for the Just Cause stuff. And then the Battlefield stuff was probably another 10. And that downloaded in about 24 hours straight.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so I'm thinking the crew, I'm probably going to need to leave it a solid day. And I won't get a solid day because the other half will want to use Netflix and shit. It's a weekend tomorrow, so...
Yeah.
I ain't getting that. Well, I'll put it on my list, but I probably won't have it until Wednesday of next week.
Yeah. In regards to Uplay servers, their servers are really good. I got about 4 gig of data downloaded, and it let me start playing, and it just streams the rest of the content from their servers.
Oh, sort of like certain totally legitimate download services for films and things like that, where once you get to about 25%, it's like, start watching, because by the time you get 25% of the way into the movie, we'll have the rest.
Yeah, well, supposedly, but
yeah,
that never works. The seeds are never that good.
They haven't seen my download speed, have they?
Even on my connection, that never works.
Oh shit! Right, okay.
Yeah, that's
Although
what.
some cities are now trialing the 300 Mbps connections.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, I want that so much.
Europe are on the verge of 1 gig per second.
Yeah, haven't they got that in some places over in America? Although they have like ridiculous download limits there.
I've not heard anything about America. As I say, over in Europe I've heard about it, but the US, crapshoot.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd rather have like a 70 meg connection with unlimited downloads, and like I think they've got faster speeds, but it's like 28 gig download limit or something like that, which is like one game these days.
That's half a game most of the time. Like you
Exactly.
said, Crew is actually quite conservative at 24.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, looking at it, I can see some of the areas where they've managed to sort of reuse little bits and pieces every now and then to keep it that concise.
Well, yeah, but that's just good.
That's
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 just good planning.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's effective optimization as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to criticize them for that. That's clever.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was it? What was other thing? Oh yeah, Streets of Rage remake. Played that a little bit more. Very fun little Streets of Rage fan game, which I'm not going to say where I got it from because I don't want that link to get taken down. So if you want to go and find it, go for it. Although,
yeah, I want to play that with you. We should set something up. I mean, like I said, weekend's coming up, right? In fact, my other half
online,
is.
though.
Hmm?
I don't know if it supports online play though.
We'll find out. But
Yeah.
like the other half and the kids are at Newbury Show all day Sunday, so I've got the house to myself. I can play as many games as you want then.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm up for giving that a go.
Yeah, I'm up for a good co-op binge.
Yeah. It's long overdue. The remote gaming night last night was pretty decent, and the one we did for Final Fight was fun. We just need to do it more often.
Yeah, like at the moment, that just seems to be the thing. Like just to try and find remote co-op games that also share the same screen, because that was helpful for getting it uploaded right then and there.
Well, like for old Mega Drive games, there's always emulators and netplay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if it was a split screen thing, then one of us would need to send a file to the other, and then it'll delay our upload. But still, we can still do that.
Yeah, true.
What have you been playing anyway?
Well, I downloaded all the Battlefield 4 DLC,
Yeah.
and then proceeded to play a little bit more of Battlefield Hardline instead, because logic.
Fair enough.
It's alright.
How is Hardline? Oh, you just said it's alright.
Yeah. It's nice for it to be cops and robbers instead of army for a change, you know? And like you've got the option, you can either just shoot someone in the back of the head, or you can show your badge, hold your gun up and be like, police, get on the ground! And then arrest them. And you get more experience points for arresting than you do, taking them out lethally, which is... It's a nice risk-reward system. It's got this, it is a cop show as a video game. It even splits the levels up into quote-unquote episodes. That's what they call them. And when you start a new one, it actually comes up last time on Battlefield Hardline with like the highlights of the previous cutscenes.
Nice.
It's amazing. It's like some sections of the game. Obviously, it's a very linear game. It's not open world. You go level to level, point A to point B. But some points do have this weird sort of true crime Sleeping Dogs vibe to them, more in terms of atmosphere than actual gameplay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the gameplay is your standard Battlefield gameplay, L2 to aim down the sights, R2 to shoot, hold down left stick to run, square is reload. There are no surprises. I think the only real deviation is that you can hold down R1 and scan the area for perps, and there's always a couple of perps in each level that have an outstanding warrant, and if you scan and arrest them, then you get some bonuses and you can unlock some extra shit.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it gets a lot of flack, but it's alright, and the premise automatically makes it more interesting to me than most of the other Battlefield games.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although, what's your thoughts on Battlefield 1 anyway, like the World War One thing?
Honestly, not interested.
Yeah, fair play.
It's nice to see him doing something different, but yeah, not interested. It's just, war games generally aren't for me. Even when I play Civilization, I go for diplomatic or cultural victories.
Yeah, same actually.
That's one we can play together, actually. But then you'd have like a 4-hour fucking video.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, maybe not. So yeah, I did play a little more Dead Rising 2 because obviously I'm waiting for my... What's really annoying is I did the pre-order through PlayAsia, which is up to 30 calendar days, right?
Mm.
And all in all, with the postage and packaging, you're looking at about 20 quid. There's a place called 365 Games, which is UK-based, already has a bunch of copies in their warehouse and has been doing 24-hour first-class dispatches for $18.99.
Ouch.
So a bunch of people are like, got my copy today, and I'm just sat here going, fuck you. And the thing is, the PlayAsia one has already dispatched and is already in transit, so like, I've paid for it, it's already on my way. Even if it arrived today, would I be able to start playing it today? It's not one that's safe to play in front of the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm... Part of the irrational, impulsive, emotional side of my brain is like, God fucking damn it. And the adult, boring side of my brain is like, well, if we weigh it all up, it really doesn't make much of a difference. Yeah, but I'm looking damn forward to it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a point. Last night I nabbed J-Star's Victory Versus Plus on PlayStation Store for like £8 because it's on sale at the moment for PS3. I still need to actually give that a quick go.
Yeah, you see, this is exactly what I mean. Even if I had it today, would it go on my PlayStation 4 today?
Yeah.
Or maybe. But, you know, it's one of those where, like, The Witcher 3, I got... Was it a Christmas present or a birthday present? One of the two. And I'm still not very far into it. Let's put it that way. You know? And I've got Watch Dogs I got with my PlayStation 4 2 years ago. I'm not even a quarter of the way through that game.
To be fair, it's Watch Dogs, though.
It's not that bad. It's alright. You know, it does its job.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's like, it's a solid 6 out of 10. You know, I can play it and it's relatively inoffensive.
Yeah. I guess it was an early title in like the lifespan of the current console, so like a lot of the time they're, you know, not like 10 out of 10s.
No. And like Shadow of Mordor I still haven't finished, but that's because it won't give me the next story mission until I've done X amount of this arbitrary task, and I just can't be fucked.
Yeah, see, for me, I got that game on a Steam sale for like £2.50, and I played it a little bit while I was waiting for Arkham Knight. Then Arkham Knight came out. I played through that. Disappointing that was, and and then I was just like, maybe I'll go back to it. And then I got the Mad Max game, which plays like Arkham. So whenever
that's
I got
down to like £6 at the moment on Steam as well.
Oh, dude, I've paid like £4 for it on CDkeys.com.
Fair enough. Like I would have jumped on it, but payday isn't for another 5 days.
Yeah. No, that game is consistently cheap, so there's no big rush.
Okay.
Which I don't get why, because it's really fun. Maybe it just gets boring, I don't know.
No, I just think it didn't get much press.
Yeah, you reckon?
I don't think there's much of a fever over it. You know, people aren't chomping at the bit to get it. Sometimes it doesn't matter how good a game is. If there's no buzz, then who gives a shit?
Yeah, and it was made by Avalanche Studios as well.
Wow, right. You think those guys would be able to drum up a bit of excitement, especially with a license like Mad Max?
Yeah, exactly. Instead,
Got
everyone's
me wanting
focused on
to
Dark
watch the
Force
films
3.
again now.
You know what? I've never actually watched any of the Mad Max films.
Correct that mistake.
Yeah,
Next, you'll tell me you haven't watched Lethal Weapon.
not for years. Like, I can't remember them very well. I know I've watched them, but I can't remember them.
Fucking watch them. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll add them to the list.
Yeah. Don't steal a fucking line from me, you bastard. I'm really sweary tonight. I apologise.
Oh dear. Bioshock Remaster came out on PC today, so that I looked on my Steam list. I was like, oh look, another thing.
Oh, you've got your free upgrade, have you?
Yeah, I got that. And the funny thing is, when I bought Bioshock 1 for PC, I paid £1 for it.
Oh, hey!
So I've got a
Now they
remaster.
want, what is it, $14.99 for the remastered version right now?
Yeah, and like the Bioshock collection, if you buy it on disc for whatever platform, it's like £45.
Fucking hell.
I know.
A collection like that, at most, I'd pay 20.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. At one point, all of the Bioshock games were £1 each on Steam, so you could have had the whole set for £3.
Hang on, I'm going to boot Steam up because I think I might. I think I might have done exactly that at one point. I know I've got them all on PlayStation 3, for definite, beyond a shadow of a doubt. But PC, I don't know.
Yeah.
Alright, while I'm waiting for Steam to connect, I really haven't been playing a lot. I watched, obviously my daughter Maya, I watched her play some more Sonic, which leads us nicely onto the Sonic Mania Collector's Edition.
Oh, have you not got a question of the week?
Oh shit, I do have a question of the week. Okay, fine. Make me backtrack on myself.
We can do that after Sonic.
No, it's fine. You've brought it up now, so we'll do it.
Alright.
So, question of the week from me. What are your personal rules when it comes to... I don't have Bioshock on Steam. Okay. I might just have PS3 version. What are your personal rules when it comes to buying games? So, to give an example, I will always prioritize a physical copy over a digital copy, hence, pre-ordering a US physical copy of Dead Rising.
Yeah.
It has to be a game that I'm generally interested in playing. If I don't have an interest in playing it, there's no point. So I will not buy games that are scarce or rare or a cult classic if it doesn't seem like my kind of thing. I've had, for example, numerous opportunities to pick up the Disgaea series very, very cheaply, but I honestly couldn't give two shits about tactical RPGs, where you've got units and stuff. So things like Final Fantasy Tactics, Disgaea, Advance. Okay, Advance Wars did it for me a little bit, but that general genre doesn't do anything for me, so I wouldn't pick up any of those games.
Oh, same.
Yeah. Generally, I try to pick up games that I'm going to play within the next 3 months. There are systems that I prioritize. So, since getting the Super Nintendo to try and find out what I missed and selling it off again, as we've discussed before, games that aren't of the current generation, I will only buy stuff that I had at the time. So, I will buy Mega Drive stuff, I won't buy Super Nintendo stuff. I will buy PlayStation 2 stuff, I won't buy Xbox One stuff. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I get what you mean.
I mean, thankfully, it means I can get Sega Saturn, Nintendo 64, and PlayStation stuff.
Just to clarify, when you said Xbox One, you mean Xbox Original, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because fuck Microsoft. That's shitty naming practices.
Yeah.
So yeah, the original Xbox. So also I try to stick to a budget, so I try not to go above 20 quid for a single game.
Yeah.
If there's another way to play the game that's not as expensive, I will take it. For example, when I was a student and I had rent to pay and I really would kind of like some food in the fridge, I got rid of a bunch of N64 games, including Banjo-Tooie and Pokemon Stadium 2, which I still regret getting rid of to this day. Banjo-Tooie, anyway. Pokemon Stadium 2, I couldn't give less of a shit about.
Yeah.
Pokemon Stadium 1, fucking awesome. Somehow I have 2 copies. Yeah, go figure, right? So I can either pay, 40 to 60 quid for a cartridge of Banjo-Tooie, or you can download it from XBLA for like £8.
Yeah.
That'll do as far as I'm concerned, because games are made to be played, and I think there's no sadder fate than a game that never gets played. People who just buy something, put it on their shelf, and never touch it, it just doesn't sit right with me at all. Additionally, I don't always go with the HD versions. So the only time I will go with a HD compilation, for example, the BioShock collection, the only time that would be of interest to me is if the original was in standard definition, and if buying the compilation is cheaper than buying the originals. So, for example, the Ratchet and Clank collection, at the time I bought it, was considerably cheaper than buying Ratchet and Clank 1, 2, and 3 on PS2. That's and the final rule, I'm aware I've gone on a bit here, but the final rule is, if I'm going to go over the 20, or even if it's under 20, in fact, just in general, I look at how many hours I'm going to get out of the game, what the price is, and then try and work out how much I'm paying per hour of gameplay. So if I look at something like The Witcher 3, buy that game new for... Actually, I got it new for 25. It was quite cheap.
Yeah.
And... it's about 100-hour game, which is why I'm nowhere near anywhere through it. So you're paying £1 for every 4 hours. Well, I earn like $16.75 an hour.
Yeah.
So I sort of try and work out how much time do I have to spend at my day job compared to the gameplay hours I get. And that can really vary. So for something like Capcom vs. SNK 2, just to run through arcade mode, you're not even looking at 30 minutes. I mean, hell, to get on the high score screen, it has to be under 15 minutes. So someone's probably going to pull me out on the time being wrong. But, when you look at multiplayer, playing through it as multiple characters, or the rest of it, something like a fighting game I find very easy to justify, because potentially you can keep playing that for eternity. You've probably got hundreds and hundreds of hours on the original Soul Calibur 2. So that factors into it as well, which makes me more likely to buy something like an RPG or something where New Game Plus is built in. For example, Dead Rising, I will happily rebuy because A, the Xbox 360 original isn't an option for me anymore. I don't have that console, and I'm not getting that console just for Dead Rising.
Yeah.
And B, I sunk, double, maybe triple digits in terms of hours into Dead Rising. So for 20 quid, I know that I'll probably do another 50 to 100 hours in that game, because it's all about the cycle. At the start, you are so underpowered that you will not make it to the end, and you will not get the best ending on your first run through. Your third, fourth, maybe fifth, if you're particularly crap at it, then you can start shooting for that. But then there's stuff to aim for, like completing it with the best ending, with all of the survivors, killing all of the psychopaths. And that shit you have to pre-plan. You have to set that out like a Butlins holiday, I need to be here at this time to do that thing. Then I need to travel there to do that thing. The travel is going to take X amount of time. So am I going to be late? Yes or no? Right. How much time does that then leave me? You could fill up a wall with bits of paper and string connecting it. So those are my convoluted and multiple rules. I occasionally throw those rules out the window and just say, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are generally my rules. How about you?
Um, so generally, I try to avoid rebuying a game I already have. If it's a HD version that comes out, and I think, okay, well, does it offer any extra content? Has the original version aged that badly?
Hmm.
Can I sell my original version to put towards the new version? Yeah, that kind of thing. Um, I try not to rebuy games that I've sold in the past because I think if I've sold them before, do I really want them back that badly? With collector's editions, I'm very picky. I look very much into what actually comes with it and why I should care. It's very rare that I'll buy a collector's edition, to be honest. And the few times I have, I think it's been like a very negligible price difference between that and the standard edition.
I
So
think your Far Cry 4 one, if memory serves, was actually cheaper than some places were selling the standard edition for.
exactly that. So that's one example, and that was a very nice special edition. But if it had cost more than the standard edition, then I probably wouldn't have bothered. Even though it is very nice for what it is.
See, people are always surprised that I don't have the special editions of most of the Dragon Ball games, which come with figurines and shit. And it's like, well, you know, it's
You've got figurines that are probably nicer than what come with those things anyway.
not only that, but there's only so much shelf space, and what I found with both figurines and my physical collection is that a lot of it is showing off material, and I don't feel like I have anything to prove to anyone anymore. I'm a lot more comfortable in myself than I used to be, and B, no one ever fucking comes around here. I haven't had a guest in months. I don't know how many months, but possibly even a year. So who the fuck's ever going to see it?
Yeah.
And what's the benefit? Oh shit, that's a cool Trunks figure. Yeah, thanks. Well, that really warranted the extra 20 quid.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
But no, it's like Mario Maker. I got the special edition of that, but then that was a very good price. And to be fair, at the time I was, I fancied getting a couple of amiibos. I stopped myself at 4 amiibos.
One. Sonic.
Yeah, I've got I've got 4. So I've got Sonic, the classic Mario that comes with Mario Maker Special Edition,
Yeah.
Pikachu, and Samus.
Okay, nicely done.
Yeah, Pikachu, Mario, and Sonic. Well, they're 3 iconic characters, so And Samus is just a very, very nice sculpt.
Yeah, that does look quite gorgeous.
It is a very detailed model.
And the paint job. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. What's the other thing? If a game's available for multiple platforms and I want it, then I think about what platform I want. So, like for example, if it's a game that's going to be online play, I think, okay, well, who do I know who has that game on what platform, so I can play it online with them? Because if I'm going to get an online game, I'm not going to play with randoms. And that's another thing. I generally don't tend to buy games that are centered on online multiplayer unless I know a few people who I know I'm going to get like regular games with every now and again.
Oh, we're talking your Evolves, your Overwatchers, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'll join you on that.
Yeah. I mean, to an extent, like, for a while I was like, is it really worth bothering to get GTA 5 on PC? But then when I saw people talking about the online, I was like, yeah, alright, I'm in.
Yeah, hey, we had a bloody good session the other night.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's probably the most regular online multiplayer game I play at the moment. In fact, I think it might be the only one I play regularly.
It's the only one you play, isn't it?
I think it is. So, like, because I mean,
not regularly.
yeah, I mean, like years ago, I used to play Counter-Strike Source religiously, and I had like so many people I knew that played it. But like nowadays, I don't know many people that play online multiplayer games regularly. And I just don't like playing with randoms because let's face it, most people on online multiplayer games you come across that you don't know are just going to be douches.
True. Oh shit! I own Ace Combat Assault Horizon on Steam. Sorry, since I looked for Bioshock, I've just been looking through to see what else is on there.
Yeah, that game is not good.
No?
No, it's a black mark on the series. Like, everyone is just like, ugh, and I've played it. I'm just like, I'm not even a fan of the series. I was like, no, this is bad.
Okay. I've got games on here I don't even recognise. Another Perspective. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Far Sky, Phoenix Rage. What the fuck are those?
Yeah. I won't buy a game just based on like the brand or the series or whatever anymore because hey, we've been burned by Sonic games.
Yeah. Oh, that had to come up, didn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. So, yeah, I'm just generally quite picky, and also in terms of prices, I just don't pay full price anymore because if anything, the games industry has taught me is that there's gonna be a full complete version out in a year's time, and that they've withheld content on the release the majority of the time.
True, true. There's the odd occasion where a game sort of goes off for, QA and to go gold and all the rest of it, and during that time they produce some DLC content for day one. That's excusable for me. I'm fine with that. But
I'm still a bit iffy with that.
Well,
especially when it's on the disc. I'm sorry, but that physical media, as soon as that's handed to you,
no.
everything
So
that's on that
stuff, if they've sent it off to go gold,
yeah.
that means what they send at that point will be the final disc. So if they're developing stuff after that point, so they're essentially saying, look, we've got 2 months of dead air here while we're waiting for all the ESRB ratings, the PEGI ratings, for the discs to actually be, burned, printed, the cases and manuals, everything to be shipped to retailers, all the rest of it. So instead of getting rid of their developers or moving them on to the next game, they spend those 2 months making a small piece of DLC or some extra story content or something, and then they release that on day one. Sometimes they include a code if there's time, so people who adopt it early can get it for free, hence your pre-order bonuses. Other times, there's no time for that, and also they need to recoup the money from paying those people for the extra 2 months, so they sell it. I'm absolutely okay with that.
Yeah, I guess in that instance it's alright.
Yeah. It's just hard to tell in which cases that's what's happened, and in which cases it was always the plan and they're just ripping us the fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest indicator is if it's content that's on the disc. If it's on the disc and it's being paywalled, then...
If it's on the disc, then it was there the 2 months early when they submitted it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, one final one as well. Full price retail games, if they put microtransactions in, they can go fuck themselves.
You see, I'm not too... I look at that on a case-by-case. If we look at Deus Ex Mankind Divided...
Yeah.
That was developed... it was... they balanced it without microtransactions. And then it was during the period I just mentioned that some executives at Square Enix found and said, right, we now are demanding that microtransactions be added. So that's why when review code went out to people, the shop was actually greyed out and hidden, not because they were trying to be sneaky, but because the shop was still being fucking built. So that was... The microtransactions, you can play through the game perfectly fine without them. It was developed and balanced without them in mind, so it's still perfectly fine as is.
Yeah, the thing is, though, I wouldn't support Mankind Divided because those resources and that time that they were putting into, like, adding in the microtransaction bullshit, that could have been spent doing testing and bug fixes.
Fair enough.
So in that regard, like, that doesn't get a pass. If anything, that makes it worse because, frankly, they didn't make sure their game is perfectly working, which means there's probably a few day one patches in there, I bet.
But I put that on the publishers, not the developers, because that was a mandatory decree from on high.
Oh, well, yeah, well, whether it's the publisher or the developer, the thing is the publishers will benefit from the purchase of that game, so therefore I don't want it.
They will, but I have to weigh up whether I want to punish the developer for that. Because at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, they'll start rolling developer heads before they start rolling publisher heads, because they're fucking parasites.
True, but then the thing is, like, if you do that, then you're basically, like, if you're going to... the thing is, though, you're still supporting a negative business practice if you're going to think that way with anything that a company does.
Look at the alternative sometimes. Lesser of two evils. Okay, neither choice is good.
Yeah, but but there's the other choice of just not being shitty, like to your fucking consumer base.
Yeah, so at the point where they've made the choice to be shitty, and that's already happened, all we can choose is how we respond.
Yeah, exactly. We could either A, buy it and say, look, we want you to keep doing the shitty thing, or B, not buy it and say, no, we don't want you to do the shitty thing.
But in not buying it, we're back to my original point of you're not always punishing the publisher, you're often punishing the developer, because all they'll do is they won't renew any contracts with those developers, and then the developers go under. It hardly ever comes back on the publishers. So the people that you want to punish are never the ones who end up getting the short straw.
Then there's no other action we can take to, stop supporting this shitty practice then. We might as well just support every shitty thing that the game industry throws at us.
No, that's an extremist argument.
Okay, well, alright, well, tell me what's another action we can take then?
I look at it on a case-by-case basis. I look at, was it, as far as we're aware through the documentation and interviews and earlier builds of the game and review copies and things like that, and even how the game is balanced, is it something that, was in mind from day one?
Okay, but how can we tell Square Enix, in this case, the publishers, we don't support this practice?
We can't, basically.
Yeah.
That's the long and short of it.
Yeah.
The only way you could send that message wouldn't be through not buying the game, but by sending, an email, a complaint, whatever, telling them. Okay, they might never act on it, but if you want to communicate that dissatisfaction without harming the developers themselves, that would probably be the only way of doing it that I can think of.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people are already doing that, and also people more famous than us are doing videos about that as well, and they're still not paying attention.
Okay, but I still refuse to punish the developers for something that was beyond their control. Right.
To be fair,
dwell on it for too long. Anyway.
To be fair, though, I don't see not supporting it as us punishing the developers. That's the publishers punishing the developers.
So I still disagree, because it's the developers that will lose the contracts and the developers that will go out of business, not the publishers. At any rate, let's start, because I think this is one of those things where
that's not us making the decision to put them out of business. That's the publishers making the decision.
I think indirectly it is us, because we've still not supported the game, and that's why there's... At any rate, I think this is one of those things where we could go in circles all night, saying the same things to each other.
Pretty much, yeah. So, in regards to...
Sonic Mania!
Yeah, Sonic Mania. Well, I touched on collector's editions. Apparently that's getting one as well, but we're not getting it.
No, so it's coming out in North America. It's already sold out for pre-orders, which means people are scalping it on eBay, because of course they fucking are. At triple the fucking price, because of course they fucking are. So what you get is a 12-inch statue of classic Sonic standing on top of a Mega Drive. If you hit the power button for the Mega Drive, you get the little Sega, you get some kind of metal stand plaque thing which has a digital download code on it, so you don't get a physical copy.
Which is stupid.
Yeah, agreed. And you also get a Mega Drive cartridge with a Sonic Mania label, and inside the cartridge is a gold ring. So essentially the same as the one they gave away for Generations, as far as I can tell. It was Amazon had it for, I think it was $59.99 US dollars, so $60, which for what will probably be a $20 digital download seemed a little steep.
Yeah, agreed there, definitely. I remember when Sonic 4 came out, that was like £11, so I can see Sonic Mania being that sort of price.
I know, they might push the nostalgia factor and try for more. It might come down to 11, but I'm too cynical to believe it will start at 11.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, actually, I think more like 16 maybe. Pounds, not dollars.
Well, like a $16.99 GBP.
Something like that. 15.99, 16.99, something like that.
Okay, that sort of area. Have they actually said anything on it yet?
I don't think they have.
No. Okay. But at any rate, so they've got that out. Neither of us are particularly excited about it, are we?
Well, for one, we'd have to import it and then like faff around with international accounts. So that's
you'd have to use
a
PSN account to download code. You've got the shipping for something that size. You've got customs, which will apply import tax, and then they put on their lovely little handling fee of £10 to £15.
Yeah.
Generally, if you're importing, try to keep it under 18 quid, because it only seems to be things under that are safe from customs. In my experience anyway. I can only talk from experience. That's why I'm like, hey, Dead Rising is only £16. That means it should be okay for customs. I shouldn't get a nasty letter charging me extra and holding my parcel to fucking ransom.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if that happens, I'll just refuse the parcel and reorder from this 365 Games that are doing the same-day dispatch, first class Royal Mail Post. In fact, okay. I might just order from them and refuse the Play Asia package anyway, just to have it sooner.
Yeah, why not? Kidding. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Or even, when the Play Asia one turns up, just put it straight on eBay for the same price I paid for it.
Yeah, could do. Would be ironic if you ended up ordering from 365 and your Play Asia one turned up first.
Yeah, that would be kind of a kick in the nads.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So what are we talking about? Sonic Mania.
Sonic Mania, yeah.
I think it's one of those as well where I can't get too mad, simply for the fact that when Sonic Generations had the special edition, which I managed to get hold of, yay, 75 quid. I didn't play any scalper prices or anything like that. I got in there quick and got lucky, essentially. Yeah. So that didn't come out in America. So we got that. That had the history of DVD. It had the greatest hits soundtrack CD. The big statue of classic and modern Sonic, both doing the finger wag pose. It had the unique holographic slipcase for the game. It was the only way to get the Casino Nights DLC on console. It had the individually numbered ring. It was just an amazing special edition for Sonic's 20th anniversary. And we got it, Australia got it, and the US got told to go fuck themselves. This time, the US are getting it, and we're getting told to go fuck themselves. In my mind, the Sonic Generations special edition was superior, anyway. And, okay, fine, it's their turn. We'll get one for the 30th.
Yeah, the problem I see is that anyone's being told to go fuck themselves in the first place, basically.
You think in this day and age it'd just be a global release and they'd just do it for all territories?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What would it hurt them, right? Especially considering most of these are physical items. The only game part of this is the fucking download code.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which already annoys me that download codes are region restricted, but physical copies of games aren't.
That is really stupid.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't make sense to me that it's a collector's edition and it's not a physical game disc.
Ugh, I know. Did you see the tweet from Limited Run Games?
No, what did they say?
They were basically just replied to the collector's edition tweet with, "Hey Sega, you ever want a disc edition, let us know."
Nice.
Because they did like Retro City Rampage, they did a limited release of that. They printed up several thousand copies of New and Tasty, the Oddworld remake, and did that. Saturday Morning RPG, they did through them. Yeah, there's been a few sort of indie games. Zeo Drifter, I think, was another one that Limited Run did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they take a few games that otherwise wouldn't have had physical releases. They do, print runs in the thousands, and put them up for pre-order for about 20 quid. Instead of just, they've poked Sega and been like, if you want us to make that happen, we can make that happen. I honestly don't have much else to say about it.
No, I mean, the thing is, like, this game has been getting quite a bit of hype as well. I just don't get why they're not considering just doing, even a standard physical release.
I think we're in that transition period of physical releases dying. We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
And a lot of people saying there might not be a console generation after this, because it will be digital distribution and it might just be services like PlayStation Now.
That's the thing. And to be honest, all the game discs really do at the moment for consoles is they have some of the data and the rest of it is downloaded in day one patches.
No, a lot of the time, day one patches is QA bugs found in that 2-month window we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, the reason I'm still a big fan of physical media, because the read speed from a Blu-ray isn't very high, they basically put an install file on the physical disc, and it installs to your hard drive the same way that the download would install, only you don't have to wait, in my case, for days on end for the download to fucking finish. That's literally about it. So the game's still on your hard drive, and at that point the disc, after it's installed, just acts as an access key.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, though, you look at how many games are just released, either incomplete or broken, like Tony Hawk's 5, that kind of thing. And
Tony Hawk's 5 is a worst case scenario.
I know, but I see that being becoming more and more of a frequent issue.
Yeah, which makes me sad because, we can still go back and buy Master System Mega Drive games and have the full experience. If my kids try to go back in 20 years' time and be like, oh, let's check out Tony Hawk's 5, without piracy, there'll be no way that they'll get the full experience of that game. Not that anyone should ever be subjected to the horrific full experience of that game.
Nah, true.
Talking about horrific experiences, one of the CSGO skin gambling guys has been charged, actually 2 of them within the UK. So this is a news story that appeared on BBC News. It's up on the BBC News website right now, bbc.co.uk/news, under the tech section. So, just to tell you what the article says, I'm going to skim it, not all of the information. So 2 men have appeared in court charged with offences under the Gambling Act in what's believed to be the first prosecution involving betting on video games. So the accused are a Mr. Craig Douglas and a Mr. Dylan Rigby. Both of them are from Essex. They're charged with promoting a lottery and advertising unlawful gambling. And one of the 2, Mr. Douglas, makes videos on YouTube under the pseudonym Nepenthez. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, Nepenthez.
And he's also charged with inviting children to gamble.
Yeah. So, do you want to bring everyone up to speed on what the CSGO skin lotto bullshit was?
It was basically so they were running their own website where where you could just sort of do these auctions. Was it auctions or? No, it wasn't. It wasn't an auction.
No.
So
basically, you can buy blind skin packs for CS:GO. They don't actually change the functionality. They're purely aesthetic changes, things like weapon skins, and you get them in sort of digital blind bags, sort of like trading cards.
Oh yeah, but you can buy them and sell them for real money.
Right. So what these guys did was they put up, they weren't the only ones. There were a series of websites where you could essentially bet skins in hopes of winning other better skins. And what was particularly egregious is that, because the skins had a monetary sell-on value, but you didn't have to be over the age of 18 to buy the skins or indeed to gamble the skins on these websites, that in theory that breaks gambling age limits. You know, you have to be 18 or over to gamble.
Definitely.
That sort of gets around that, really.
Yeah, and oh, carry on.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, the other thing that's really dodgy is the fact that on their YouTube channels, they were putting up videos of them using the websites as if they weren't the people that were running the websites. It came out eventually that they were the people running the websites, but before that, they were pretending they were just, regular users of the websites in an attempt to basically promote it and also to drum up views on their own personal YouTube channels as well.
I will caveat with, I know there were some users who were doing that. I don't know if these guys were among them.
I think I'm pretty sure they were. Nepenthez.
Okay. I can't confirm 100% for definite, which I lost. Basically, there were so many of these scumbags in the same fucking thing, I lost track of who was then doing the videos. But essentially, the ones who were doing the videos, the general gist was they'd go, "Hey guys, it's me coming at you, yeah." You know, the same shit they always do at the intro. So I just found this really cool site, where you can, it's another CSGO skin site. Like, the odds are amazing. So we're just going to go on there. We're going to go on there right now, and we're going to, here's a skin I bought, $2 skin, really common. We're going to bet that right now. We're going to see what we get. Oh my god, it's a $10,000 skin. Oh, I cannot believe it. Oh, wow. This site, it's legit, guys. It's legit. It is legit. And, if we look at Nepenthez, I'm on his YouTube channel right now, he has 1.3 million subscribers.
Yep.
1.3 fucking million. So, this is an undisclosed advert for their own fucking website. I mean, you can't get much more dodgy than that.
Yeah, and then they were trying to play the whole thing of, oh, we didn't know, we're not doing anything wrong. We did not disclose it or anything like that.
Oh yeah, someone added, I can't remember which YouTuber it was, but they added to the description of their video. By the way, I own this site. But it's in the description. It's below the third line, so you have to click on Show More. That description doesn't show if the video is embedded on another site unless people click through. And that line was not there prior to the scandal. People have got screenshots of before and after the edit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, just completely backtracking. But what I hate about this kind of thing is a lot of the ones, and I'm going to say particularly the ones in the US, it comes out, there's outrage, everyone's like, no, I can't believe you did this, you lose a few 100,000 subscribers. Next week, back to normal. Just business resumes. As if nothing ever happened and everyone's on to the next big thing, So I'm quite happy that these two, at least, within the UK, have been charged. It's Birmingham Magistrates Court. The case has been adjourned until the 14th of October. But the prosecution was brought forward even by the Gambling Commission. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. We could see some legislative change in the UK on the back of this. I'm actually quite excited.
Yeah, it is good to see for once something happening in response to what's essentially online controversy, because so many couch activists, they'll moan for a couple of days, and like you say, next week it's just business as usual onto the next fucking controversy. I mean, hell, I'm going to go back to 2012. You remember Coney 2012 when people were like, oh my god, that's so horrible that all that's happening over in Africa, and then suddenly, what was all that again?
I still remember DashCon.
God damn.
It's every now and then I still see a ball pit and smile.
It's a week later, nobody cared about the horrible things that happened in that country, just the fact that the guy that made the video masturbated in public.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it even gets to a point where people are like, I'm sick of hearing about this, can we get over it already?
Yeah.
It's no, we fucking can't.
Oh, Jesus.
I think Jim Serling's had to say it several times at the start of his videos when he's like, for example, and this is nowhere near on the same level, I appreciate, we're going from something quite important to something far less important, but where he's like, I will stop harping on about fucking microtransactions when it stops being a fucking problem, not when you get bored of hearing about the problem.
That's too right.
Yeah. People are like, oh, why do you keep covering the same stuff? Why do you keep moaning about the same things? Because people are still doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hope these guys get the fucking book thrown at them. I hope it sets an example, and I hope it makes other people look at it and go, okay, let's back the fuck off, because there are consequences.
Yeah, and for the love of God, please don't subscribe to their channels, because you're giving them ad revenue.
Yeah, I'm really regretting mentioning the guy's name now.
To be fair, like, it's splattered over online everywhere, so, you know.
That's true, it's not hard to see, is it?
Yeah.
But what is quite hard to see and look at is Ash Ketchum's new artwork.
Fuck's sake.
The Segway game! It's there tonight. I think it helped.
I don't know, see, I've looked at the new design, and he just kind of looks a bit like 3rd gen again.
Dude looks fucking goofy as shit to me. They've
Really?
made the... Okay, let's do this. The line art isn't as tight. It's a little looser, a little softer. It's a little more wobbly. From the stuff we've seen so far. His face is wider. They've made the eyes smaller. They've made those little lines he has under the eyes. They've made those bigger, moved them down a bit. He looks altogether goofier. It almost looks like a different kid. What's really striking is what they've done to his hair. So his hair's always been very spiky and very sharp.
Oh god, I've just seen a picture. Oh my god, okay, yeah. Ick.
Yeah. So it's no longer as... basically, there are bends in the hairlines now. So those bends immediately take away from the edge of the hair. Now it looks poofier.
Oh god, what have they done to Pikachu?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is horrible.
I love how 5 seconds ago you're like, this isn't so bad.
Oh god, yeah, the previous drops I saw were deceptive. This is just vile.
Right, have you seen what they've done to his nose? Can we talk about the nose?
Oh, what, how they turned him into Krillin?
Yeah, so the nose is now one tiny little line, and they've moved it up so that the bottom of his nose is now apparently in line with his lower eyelid. So imagine if the bulb of your nose lined up with your bottom eyelid. That's what they've done to him.
Those weird lines on his cheeks that he has, the little Z, basically little Zs, that it looks like a really bad, like, prepubescent mustache now.
He's got bum fluff.
He really has. It literally just looks like a really bad teen stash.
No, it looks like someone's tried to age him really badly and tried to put, like, the, the cheek lines that Solid Snake has.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like someone's tried to just draw those on in pen. Grumpy old man, Ash Ketchum.
Yeah. Also, one thing I just want to bring up. So, last gen we had Pokemon X, and we were like, oh god, what kind of search terms are we going to get out of that? Sun and Moon, people have already started calling it Pokemon S and M. Oh,
brilliant.
Yeah, so DeviantArt are going to have a fucking field day.
One other thing, they seem to have made his mouth considerably wider. Like, his mouth goes almost all the way to the edge of his face now.
He looks like a Shonen Jump character, but like a badly drawn one.
It just looks fucking goofy.
Yeah.
It's not good. And, like, some of the promo images have got him in those dance poses with a giant grin. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, I'm not liking this. Which is a shame, because I fucking loved XYZ.
Well, looks like they're screwing it up now. And, like, have you seen the costume as well? They're putting in like, t-shirt and shorts, so there's no sign, really, of, a backpack or anything. It's certainly not all-terrain wear. And he's, from what we know, for the Sun and Moon series, Ash Ketchum is going to school.
Yeah, how the hell is that going to work?
It probably won't. But then the Alola region in the game is not going to be... oh god, that looks like a an image from a fucking Dennis and Menace cartoon. Hang on, I've got to send you this. You've probably seen this one. This is the most horrendous one. I'm just going to Skype it to you now. Copy image location.
See, I feel bad for anyone listening who's not going to see this. We need to, like... Oh, that image, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one where he's kind of looking up, you see his nostrils, his mouth's wide open.
Yeah, there's one here where Pikachu's face is just all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah, I know the one you mean. That was... Yeah, that one, where I was like, what the fuck have they done to Pikachu?
Yeah. It's just... It looks like something from, like, a creepypasta.
It really does. What the... Like, I just watched the 1 hour special that they did for Pokemon XYZ for the whole Zygarde storyline earlier today, and it was the most amazing thing I'd seen from Pokemon anime for fucking years, and now they're doing this. I'm just like, what the hell? What happened?
It's like they're purposefully trying to fuck it up.
It really is like that. It's such a shame.
But then, here's the weird thing. I've not watched since I gave up on the anime midway through Johto.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
Damn, so you didn't even get to see Ash versus Gary?
No, I did the Indigo League, because of course I fucking did. I think everyone our age did.
Yeah.
The Orange Islands can go fuck themselves. The Orange Islands sucked. And then Johto seemed to be basically just a rerun of Kanto, but in a new region. It was the first of the, we're just going to do it again. And it was really quite obvious even that early on. I was like, there's nothing for me here. And like the stuff I've seen from X and Y, the fact that it's on Netflix now, and various other bits and pieces, like, yeah, I want to give X and Y a shot. Maybe I should, try and get back on the Pokemon anime train, maybe even catch up on the important episodes I missed, because let's face it, Pokemon has a shit ton of filler. And then I saw this shit for Sun and Moon, it was like, and also heard the news about Ash losing the league, and it was just like, nope, nope.
Yeah, see, like with I watched up until the end of Johto originally, and then I started watching Ho, and I was just like, okay, May's little brother is annoying the shit out of me. I'm done with that. And then Sinnoh started. I was like, okay, maybe I'll start to get back into it. Nope. And then Black and White, and then I was like, oh fuck no, hell no, fuck that. Kill it with fire. And then X and Y came on. I was like, all right, one more chance, and they got me back in with that one more chance.
Yeah, but Pokemon S&M is not going to be for us.
In more ways than one.
And whenever you make that soundboard, that's going to be on it.
Ew.
Oh, dear.
But I recommend the XY anime and the XYZ anime that follows it. It is really good.
I'll check it out. Like I say, the XY one's on Netflix now anyway, so I'll give it a watch.
I mean, the battle choreography, like I've said it before, one episode that stood out to me massively was Ash's Greninja against a Mega Evolved Gardevoir, and you'd think, Gardevoir, really? The battle just looked so good.
Like I said, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Do we have any fan questions this week?
No, we don't.
Kishoro guy, where's your game? Come on.
He did leave us a comment, though.
Oh? What did he say?
Let me double check.
I'm really bad at checking the comments on the YouTube videos. I think it's because I always sign into YouTube as my personal channel, not the gaming blog channel, so I never get the notifications. Yeah,
same. Let's see. Finally got a holiday, so I can catch up on some BGP. Well, hey, enjoy.
Hey! For our back catalogue. It'll probably be a case of, like, he's probably typing a question while we're recording this, and we'll fucking not see it until next week, like last time.
I was missing your supremely soothing East England dialects.
East England? You're East England. I'm West now.
Well, yeah, but you've spent, like, most of your life in East England.
I've been West long enough that Joe says I've lost it. The only time that it comes out is if I have a phone call with my dad or my brother. Then it becomes really apparent for a while, and she won't talk to me for an hour after I come off one of those calls.
I'm really glad I've avoided the proper ooh-ah Norfolk stuff.
Yeah. Well, I did get, when I was leaving work on Thursday, yesterday, someone asked if I was in tomorrow, and I went proper Norfolk mode for some reason. I went, I'm working from home. I got the shit ripped out of me for that. Like, you're working from Frome? Like, no, I'm working from home.
The thing I really
Working
hate...
for your mum.
The thing I hate most about the Norfolk dialect is the wrong tense being used, like, oh, he'd go over there.
He go over there, he do.
Yeah, he'd do that.
He do. I shoe you.
Oh, it just grates on me. I hate it.
The dunes were on fire. I shoe you last night. I shoe you.
Shoot. He goes on to...
You had a question of the week. What was it?
Oh, yeah, my question of the week. Out of every abandonware title there is there any you can think of that you'd like to see redistributed and released on current systems?
So, abandonware titles?
Yeah, so games that are no longer in circulation unless you're like buying off scalpers on eBay.
So I can still get Mega Man Legends off the US PSN store, even if it's not on the UK one, so I guess that doesn't count. Suikoden's on the PSN store now, so I've got that.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna sort of project an answer on Richie's behalf. I know Richie's really desperate to play Shenmue 1 and 2. I already own Shenmue 1 and 2, so that's not an issue for me. And without a HD re-release or anything like that, it's pretty damn hard. And although the prices have come down again recently, it's still an expensive game to pick up.
Yeah, especially when you add on the cost of getting the Dreamcast console.
Well, yeah, because that's the only reason you'd want the Dreamcast.
Pretty much at this point.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to answer on his behalf with that, because I can't think of anything for myself. Everything...
What about Die Hard Arcade?
The stuff I want, I've got.
Yeah.
It sounded like you made a suggestion there. Sorry, what was that?
I was going to say Die Hard Arcade.
I've got Die Hard Arcade.
Fair enough.
I mean, you played it the last time you were here.
Yeah.
I got all of the button prompts wrong in the cutscenes. It was funny.
Fair play.
How about you? I'm assuming if you came up with a question, you must have answers.
Yeah, well, there was this Zelda clone for Mega Drive years ago called Soleil that I remember renting for a little bit from Blockbuster, and I never really got a chance to play much more of. I could get a ROM now, but yeah, it would be nice to have a legal version of that to play without having to break the bank on eBay. Well, so there's this Codemasters game that is basically a mix between a platformer and Lemmings called SS Lucifer Man Overboard, where you had to like run around the map and like guide these guys to make the right route to the exit rather than falling into like traps and stuff.
Okay.
I've already got it, but just so more people could play it, Robocop versus Terminator, because damn, that is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the main thing, I guess a lot of things, just like licensed games from old systems that just can't really be redistributed because of the license problems. Like, it would be nice if there was some loopholes so that it could be more easily done.
Oh, like that Outrun game we were talking about the other day, the download-only one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or Marvel... Marvel Ultimate Alliance has come back.
Oh, yeah. What was the other one? Oh, Afterburner Climax as well.
I have Afterburner Climax on my PS3 hard drive.
Yeah, that's not on the store anymore.
Hey! And now it's never leaving my hard drive.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much it off the top of my head at the moment. Annoyingly, I'll probably think of one right after we finish recording. I had that annoying feeling like I'm forgetting one that I had in my mind earlier.
It'll come to you, and then you'll be like, God damn it.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just like now, like so many people are just like, oh, I'm sick of all these reboots and re-releases and stuff. I'm just like, why? It gives more people access to the game to be able to potentially play it. It's like System Shock 2 being on Steam, for instance. You know,
I've got one. Sorry.
Go on.
I would like to see, it would probably have to be on Wii U Virtual Console, I guess, which means I'd have to get a Wii U. But I'd like to see Legacy of Goku 2, and Boost Fury made available again.
Oh, good God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn. Why didn't I think of those?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, if we're going to go...
I would also like to see... Oh, sorry. Dragon Quest. So, I know 4, 5, 6 came out on DS. 7 is coming out on 3DS. 8 was the first one we got over here on PS2, so that just came out at the time, and it's getting a 3DS re-release anyway.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, 9 we got on the DS. But I don't recall us getting Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 at any point. I could be wrong, but I've never seen a 1, 2, and 3.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I want to see the Game Boy Advance Crash Bandicoot and Sonic games be re-released.
Oh, right, so like Sonic Advance 1, 2, 3, and...
Crash XS / Huge Adventure and Crash 2 Entranced.
There we go, that's the one I was thinking of, Entranced.
Yeah.
What about, because there was the, what's it called? Crash Purple and Spyro Orange?
Yeah,
it depends. Game.
Yeah, it depends what territory you're in regards to the names, because in some territories it was Crash Fusion and Spyro Fusion, and in others it was like you said.
I know. Yeah, so that's pretty much my list. It's exhaustive.
I would like to actually see original DS games be put on the eShop for 3DS. I don't know why they've not done that yet, because it's got full backwards compatibility anyway. Just so that I could see Pokemon Soul Silver, because I really don't want to pay the price they're going for on eBay, so I'm probably not going to get it again unless it's for a reasonable price, like for a download or something.
I still have mine and Joe's day one copies of Heart Gold and Soul Silver in the big boxes with the Poker Walkers.
Yeah.
Fucking CX are charging 88 quid for those things.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what the fuck?
I know. I can't believe they've gone up so much.
Yeah, even, like, ones that don't have the big box and the Poker Walker. You know, just the normal standard DS case version. 60 fucking 5.
Yeah, 40 quid for cart only online.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I've got no intention of selling, so I don't know why I'm telling you I have them.
Oh, I just remembered the one that was on the tip of my tongue. Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably a licensing issue of Silicon Knights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which would also be the reason there's not been another release of Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem.
Yeah.
Or Requiem, or however the fuck you pronounce it.
It's just such a shame that the licensing issue exists, because it blatantly would have made it to the HD collection.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, I think they remade it, but they also reimagined it to a degree. You know, they played up the action scenes and things. So it's...
Yeah.
I see it as an alternative telling of the same story. Plus, they changed the voice crew and the music, but if they were to include it in the HD collection, I would have still liked the choice of the original PS1 version. Sort of like a Halo anniversary deal where you can, play one or the other.
True, but the thing is, they didn't put the original in anyway, so...
Well, no.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They could have at least included a code for the PSN download.
Yeah, I know. Well, they couldn't have really done that on Xbox.
Fuck Xbox.
Yeah. I think they did a Legacy collection for PS3 where it had a code, but I don't think that came out in Europe.
No, I don't think. I think that was North America and Japan, and then we got screwed.
Yeah, in that collection they had 4 as well.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so it was all the main
It was
series.
Everything, basically.
Yeah. Everything before Revengeance, yeah.
Nice. Well, I think, then, that about wraps us, and we are on to shout-outs, if you have any.
Well, thank you for commenting, Lupacillo.
Wait, was it Lupacillo or Kishoro who commented?
It was Lupacillo this time. Was it Kishoro that gave us the questions before? In which case, we've got both the guys back.
Hey! Now we just need to get Richie back.
Yes.
We have a full house.
Yeah, well, he's been busy on his world travels and theatre.
Not only that, he's had studying and exams and all sorts. Yeah, he's been a busy guy.
Yeah, he's been busy and he's been cultured.
True. I actually don't think I have any shout-outs today. I think the shout-outs I would have given would have been to you for the gaming sessions during the week, and you're here, so...
Hi!
Yeah, I think that about wraps us then, doesn't it?
Indeed it does. Well,
All right.
Thanks everyone for listening. I've been Terry.
And I've been Sam. We will catch you whenever the bloody hell we record next.
Goodbye.
Bye.